got folks in here now coming in. We do have new students this week. Welcome. Let's see. I see one of them. I don't think they're both in here. So I'll let you after I dismiss the class. Hang around. I need to get you set up for our class. So don't leave at the end there. Since you're new, Ciamara's new with us today. But anyway, all right. The rest of you folks, make sure your camera's on so you can be counted here as present. It's going to be a short class today because we don't have to go over a new lesson this week or anything. I haven't looked to see. I need to check, see how we doing on getting all of our. I saw I have a lot to grade. A lot of people turned in programs last week, and I didn't get home till yesterday evening. Just turned on my computer, an hour ago, and I said, "Wow, boy, do I have a lot of stuff to grade." Which is good. Good. A lot of folks got their programs turned in. So let's see, we had program 1.05 last week. And let's see, I've got looks like about 10 of those to grade in this class, but I'm looking at how many people didn't turn in 1.05 last week. I see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh no, that's Brandon for 6, 7. Looks like 10 have not turned it in. 10 people that turned in last week's program. So when that gets put in the grade book as a 0, that brings your grade down a lot. And if you're still missing the 1.03 program, man, you're definitely going to be here every asynchronous day because you're getting way behind. So don't do that. Don't get 2 and 3 programs behind, folks. If you're missing the 1.03 program, come see me on Wednesday. If you're still missing the 1.03 program from a few weeks ago, you can still turn that in late. Please turn it in. So I don't need a form to let me know, oh, I need to go back and check it. So yeah, if you turn in a program, Buzz will tell me, hey, they turned in this program, and I'll go back and get it. So yeah, I understand the need of a late work form in a lot of classes because otherwise they may not know you ever turned it in and know to go grade it. But no, you're good. Just make sure you get the template in Google Classroom filled out and get your program file saved and turned in. And if anyone has any trouble with any of that, let me know, right? Because I'm happy to help you. And I have some videos also in Google Classroom to kind of help you know how to save programs. Just go up to the top where that how to button is on the classwork tab. And you can find little short videos that show you how to save your program and what every program should have and all that. So those are there anytime. Right? That's why I put those in there because if you're working on a program on Thursday night at 11:30, Mr. Brock's not available, but those videos are available 24 hours a day. So that's why they are there. But yeah, we see a lot of you folks need programs. So come see me on Wednesday if you need help with your program. If you're lost or if you're getting errors or you just don't know where you can get started, that's what Wednesday's for. Oh, this week, I think this week is an A day. Hold on, I didn't even check this morning. Like I say, I'm trying to get caught up on everything since I was out Friday. I had a ton of emails stacked up, a bunch of grading to do. But let me look at these. I had a calendar on the wall, I thought. Let me see. Let's see. I need to make sure that's right. Okay, Friday is an A day. I thought so. All right. Yes, Friday is an A day. So we have class Wednesday and Friday. And so if your grade's below 70%, then you need to be here both days. And it's probably because you didn't turn in the 1.03 program. Probably why your grade's below 70% for those of you who are in RTI. So look at RTI and see, am I supposed to be here or not? And that'll let you know. Of course, you should know by looking at your grade in Hack as well, because it was updated on Thursday before I left. So, all right, a few cameras still need to be on there, folks. All right, let's pull up Buzz and see what we're needing to do. So if we look at the grade screen, which is where I recommend you start every week just to know where you're at, you should have all of this turned in, and we're down to the bottom of the Module 1. We just had the Module 1 exam this week. We're finished with all the lessons. We're finished with the programs. You should have something turned in. You should have a grade on everything, or at least show it's submitted, waiting on me to grade it. Like, this is a program and this is a program. So you have to, hopefully have a submitted date. You've turned it in. but you should be ready for the Module 1 exam. So we're going to look at the exam just to see what it looks like. Go back to the activity screen, and down at the bottom, well, you see it twice. This first one's just instructions. So let's look at that real quick. And all it's going to have is, it should have like a review, I think, of the lessons most of the time. Or it may just say review it yourself. Oh, there he goes. Yeah, just review your notes. The best things to review is like your programs that you wrote, as long as you know a lot of that stuff. And then it says complete the exam. So the instructions just say make sure you check your notes, look at all the practice stuff that you did, the assignments, and let's do the test. So let's go back, go to the bottom, Module 1 exam. Oh, and I've given you an automatic retake already. It says 2 attempts. So if you do poorly the first time, go look at what you missed. Try it again. Some of this is true or false, multiple choice. Computer programmers are responsible for writing code that tells computers commands to follow. Now, again, you may have different questions than I have because there's a bank of questions. But who's responsible to resolve code issues? What's one example? How the healthcare industry. Mel, remember we had that lesson looking at how different industries use computer programming? So make sure, go back and review that stuff if you don't remember. Remember we talked about low-level and high-level programming languages? What's a benefit of low-level? What's a benefit of high-level? True or false? There's a question about Java because we looked at different programming languages in one of those lessons. Python, Java, and C are examples of what? Remember we talked about compiled and interpreted programming languages. So what's the similarity between compiled and interpreted? Which function is used to display a string value? So which one of these commands will display a string value to the screen? Show, run, print, or main? What type of punctuation follows the print function? And of course, if you've written the programs, you know what to put after print. Which of the following will print "I like computers" on the screen? Which one of these will properly do that? Again, if you've written the programs, you know how to print "I like computers," and this is in all cap letters. If programming code contains a logic error, you will receive an error message. Logic, there's syntax errors, there's logic errors, there's value errors, there's all kinds of different errors. Which of the following is an example of a runtime error? What is a variable in programming? Slicing. Oh, remember we had the slicing and indexing in lesson 1.0. It tells you which lesson it comes from right here too. 1.04. 1.04. Slicing can be best described as. Now let me give you a hint. Let me give you, see, there's 20 questions. Let me give you a tip. If you're taking the test, and like I'm down here in number 16, and I'm like, I don't remember what concatenation is. I don't remember. Number 16. It's like, I don't want to just jump out of the test and start over, right? But I want to go back and look at lesson 1.04 because I don't have that in my notes and I need to review that. I can go down here and click save and exit. Down in the corner, save and exit, and it will save where I'm at. See, now it doesn't say start, it says continue. So I can go back to lesson 1.04, and I can go back and look at that and review that, then come back to the test. And then when I hit continue, it will save all of the work I've done, and I can just go back to 16 and continue from there because it'll save all my work. Which of the following shows the concatenation of ball and park? A good practice for writing pseudocode. Pseudocode was in our lesson too. I think it was in 1.05. Oh yeah, it says 1.05 right there. 1.05. What is the purpose of the input function? That's 1.05. Blake's writing code wants to use his users to enter their date of birth. So which command can he use for them to enter their date of birth? And finally, write a set of pseudocode instructions to feed a pet. You can choose what pet, but use at least 5 steps. So if you don't have at least 5 steps, you won't get all 5 points. But pseudocode. So you need to look back at 1.05 if you don't remember pseudocode. You should have had pseudocode with your program you turned in from 1.05. So for those of you folks who, yes, I'm going to leave because I haven't filled anything out. 1.05. Let's go back to 1.05 here. There's where we turn in our program. But 1.05 talked about pseudocode on page 3. Remember, it's just written in plain English. It's making a plan for your program. Here's what my program's going to do. I'm going to have 4 inputs. I'm going to ask the user the name of the sandwich, the type of bread, the meat, and the toppings, because they're ordering a sandwich. And here's what I plan on the output being for my program. I'm going to display a message with the sandwich details, including the name, bread, meat, and toppings. See, pseudocode is just making a plan for what your program's going to do. And it should not be code. It should just be written like you were turning it in English class, not like you were turning it in programming class. So pseudocode. All right, that's what we had this week, guys. We got a 20-question test. That's it, because we're through with the first unit. We'll start the second unit next week. We will not start with a program. We'll start learning some new stuff and have a program later in the unit. So that gives you a little time. If you haven't turned in last week's program, or if you still haven't turned in 1.03, you want to get that in quickly. And if you haven't turned in a program, you might want to turn those in before you take the test. If the test is late next week because you're writing programs this week, that's better, because doing the programs may help you answer questions on the test, because you'll know how to program better than if you just jump into the test. Anybody got questions? All right, if you don't have questions, I'll let you can go start the test now if you want to, or whatever you need to do. I'm going to let you guys go so I can work with our new student, because you've got your assignment for the week now. And I needed her logged in and make sure she can navigate Buzz. So